this did not work, so let's try it again. Okay, I'm starting over. Try number 1 and try number 2 did not turn out well. This is my friend's pair of AirPods Pro Ultra Mega Super 9000s, and the mesh on the top has kind of bottomed out, so they're becoming uncomfortable for him. So we're gonna try to fix that today by making a leather headband wrap for these headphones. Let's get started. The leather I'm using today is our Dusty Ocean Chrome Tan leather, and it's a really dark navy, which I think will go nicely with the kind of light steel blue and navy blue on the headphones. I've also got a couple colors of edge coat to finish these edges. This blue looks a little bit too blue and too bright, so I'm gonna try something I haven't done before and blend a little bit of black in there, see if we can get a better color match. So I jumped into this project guns blazing, figuring I'll take a couple simple measurements, sandwich some foam between 2 leather ovals, and form the shape with the help of contact cement. I underestimated it a bit. So I need to make these a little bit wider, probably another 1/8 of an inch on each side. And I also was having trouble managing this thing because it kept moving around. All right, so new strategy. I've got the foam piece glued to the center of the top leather piece. So that'll slot in nicely at the top and self-center itself. And I made little masking tape lines to mark the middle of these panels. So I'll put the middles together and just work my way around. I had a lot of trouble punching the stitching holes on this after it was installed to the headband. And I didn't want to damage the headphones, so I'm having to rethink it. So I pulled out the big guns, got technology involved, and I made a pattern. So this time I'm going to cut out the pieces in a very similar size, but I'm going to pre-punch the top panels holes before they're installed on the headphones. And then I'll do the glue up similarly to what I just did, and then use an awl to transfer these holes through to the second panel and then stitch it at that point. I also added a little bit of special protection as I work on the headphones, keep them from scratching. I really don't know what I was thinking when I thought I could punch the stitching holes after the leather was glued around the headphones. I do try to punch all layers of leather at once when possible, but I couldn't get away with it on this project. That looks pretty good. But I am happy to say, with the pattern, things fit together perfectly on this third attempt. When transferring the stitching holes to the second piece using the awl, I just made sure I did it at the proper angle so the spacing was consistent on the back side as well. Then I saddle stitched it up with some white thread and sanded the edges flush to prep them for the final step. All right, so a quick check-in. This is how we're looking. Pretty good so far. So I'm kind of hesitant to do this next step, but I think it might make it even better. I want to try to blend my own color of edge coat using blue and black to get a blue that's a little bit closer to this navy and that's not so contrasty as this really bright blue. I've never done this before, but it seems like it should work. So let's see what happens. And hopefully I don't ruin these. To clarify, I'm trying to match the blue of the silicone part of the headphones, not the dark navy of the leather that I used. So I knew I wouldn't need too much of the black. I added 2 drops at a time until I got a color I was happy with. Pretty close. With edge paint, make sure to apply it to a smooth leather edge with an edge paint pen like this, or just a scratch off. 1 coat will not be enough, so let it dry, buff it, or even sand it with fine sandpaper, and repeat that until you're happy with how smooth and glossy it looks. I did 4 coats in total. So that's it for this project. I think these turned out pretty nice, and they feel pretty good. Hopefully they look good too. Try it without the hat. Oh yeah. So those 2 bars don't dig into my head anymore, and the cushion pad feels pretty good. And I'd say it looks sharp as well, but I'm a bit biased. But if you want to do something like this for yourself, get that free pattern in the description and it'll work out well, not like my first 2 attempts did. My biggest takeaway from this project was that you can mix edge coats to find a color that works better with your project. This blue wasn't quite right, but with a little bit of black, I mean, it pretty much nailed it spot on to what the blue on the headphones was. So that was helpful for me. I hope it helps you as well. If you learned something or enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. I appreciate you watching this. See you in the next video.